Just really excited to be playing for a Pac-12 tournament championship. It's been since what I call our freshman year, the year we all came in together. And most importantly, the growth of this team to be standing here at the end with such a great conference and have a chance to cut down nets is really special. I thought tonight was an incredibly tough battle. I mean, credit Colorado. And if you're a coaching staff that has your team playing their best basketball at the end, especially when you've gone through some rough patches, that says a ton about the resilience of those players and the coaches. And, you know, they weren't backing down tonight. But I love our team's mentality right now. These two, I think you all know how I feel about them. I think they're the best guard post combination in the country. They just keep doing it over and over. Really proud of them, but also the supporting cast, everybody else really stepped up, and our defense has been tremendous. And just going to try to get some rest tonight and try to take advantage of an incredible opportunity tomorrow against obviously such a well-coached and terrific Stanford team.
Thank you. Questions?
Nothing? Oh.
Anyone?
Brittany, how much of what you saw from Colorado tonight did you expect you were going to see?
Everything that they came out with. You know, they had their runs, and we were kind of expecting that just based off, you know, in tournament time, nobody wants to go home, and everybody's going to play their best basketball kind of at this point of the season. And it was gritty, but, you know, one thing about us is we had to overcome, you know, try to get those 50-50 balls and get on the floor, get banged up a little bit if we wanted to win the game.
Brittany, there was a point in the first half where you kind of smacked your hands and told your team to wake up. What were you kind of maybe trying to get out of them, or what did you see from them? And then it seemed like you kind of just took over the game. Were they?
Sorry.
It's okay. It seemed like you kind of took over the game a little bit and had those key baskets. So were they ever woke up?
Yeah, definitely. So that point of the game, I just think our defense, we were just being too lazy to, you know, not one of those 50-50 balls. And our defense leads to our offense. That's why we weren't making early baskets in the beginning of the game. And I think as you've seen, our defense picked up. We started getting steals, started getting our hands on things, and stuff start falling for us. And we start getting out in transition and making plays that, you know, we know that we're capable of. But it was just kind of a, let's go. Like, okay, that was their little section, you know, getting points, and now it's our turn. And we don't stop. We keep on going up from there.
Rashonda, what do you think it can mean for you guys, or what does this opportunity mean for you guys to have, you know, the meeting with Stanford again, the third one here in Seattle, and for the Pac-12 championship?
This is going to be fun. We brought the Battle of the Bay to Seattle, and Stanford's a really great team, and we split conference, so this should be really fun.
Lindsay, what do you think you can say for your program?
I mean, the main thing is that we're in a Pac-12 championship game in a conference that's as good as it's ever been. So that to me is more significant. And then, oh yeah, it happens to be against Stanford, and I think a lot of people are going to want to talk about that. I think it's kind of neat that, you know, there have been so many great teams this year, and in some ways the talk hasn't been all Stanford and all Cal. So the fact that we've been able to kind of make it to this point is special. I mean, there's nobody that has more respect for Tara than me. I think this has been one of her best coaching jobs to completely revamp the offense and find a way to be a top team in the country, you know, without a Nagumake when they've had that for so long. So again, I credit them, but mainly we're just excited to be amongst the last two teams standing in a conference that, you know, is going to have several teams, I think, go deep in the NCAA tournament.
Go ahead.
Brittany, really quickly, will you talk about playing against Amber Orange?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you guys obviously had 4 years of playing against each other. What you think of her game, what you think of her competitiveness, and what that matchup is for you?
Yeah, I actually like playing against her. She's a very fun competitor, just somebody to go up against. From freshman year till right now, I just have seen her game grow, and especially with the pull-up jumper, she's knocking that down like it's a layup. You know, so, I mean, you know, it's a battle every time we step on the floor. I think we both have a very good mutual respect for one another. But, yeah, I really think she's a great player.
Coach, yesterday Mike Neighbors talked about how he preferred it if Brittany was a scorer and not a distributor. And so she's been playing really well, getting the team involved lately. Do you think that is what the team needs when she distributes that well, like 7 assists, no turnover, across the board like that?
Yeah, there's not too much I can find fault in this stat line. I mean, she's been brilliant this whole tournament so far, and obviously, I think she's had a season that's up there with any guard in the country, and I will say that, to any All-American committee, right? I think she's had that kind of year, but tonight, when you're looking at 18, 10, and 7, 4 steals, playing 40 minutes with 1 turnover, it's pretty impressive. I think people try to take different things away from us. I think what Brittany's really learned is that decision making, that she can control the game by passing the ball 10 times in a row, and then she might need to score 6 or 7 baskets in a row. And I think she just has such a good feel that she's in a rhythm where if someone else has a better shot than she does, she's going to give it up. And when it's her time to score, she's going to score. But people do a lot of different things to scheme around these two. And I think we're just as a team in a rhythm because we know we have 5 threats on the floor now, which, is something that I think is unique about this Cal team. And that's what we're trying to take advantage of.
Brittany, you mentioned yesterday, if I understood correctly, that you wanted to use the tournament to kind of show who this Cal team is. And I'm guessing because some of the losses you guys had earlier in the season weren't y'all, and then not the greatest finish. Is this the team? Is this an example of you guys?
Yeah, I think, this is our platform. This is our platform right here. This tournament is kind of a showcase of us showing our talent and what we are actually kind of made of. We still have some bumps and stuff like that. I don't think nobody's perfect, but I think from where we started to where we are now, we have made a tremendous step. And, I just think that everybody's invested, and everybody wants to win. Everybody, what do I have to do for this team to win? So I think in March, I think that's something good for your team to have. And, I'm enjoying it.
Lindsay, what do you think is at stake tomorrow beyond playing for a title, which obviously you both will want to compete for a championship? Do you feel like you're both fairly secure in host seeds? What do you think is at stake tomorrow?
The first thing is, and not to sound cliche, to have a chance to win this championship tomorrow is the most important thing. I mean, sometimes, you're working about positioning and things like that. We are just focused on this team taking advantage of this opportunity. I've said before, and I think we're disappointed that we didn't win the regular season championship, but it wasn't our time yet. We weren't ready yet. We didn't come out of the gates as the team that we are now, and that's okay. Sometimes, the growth is as significant as anything else. So we want to win a Pac-12 championship. What that means nationally, again, I've said I think our conference is really deep and really good. So, we would love the opportunity, to be one of the 16 teams hosting NCAA tournament games. I think that's something that obviously these wins in the tournament gives us a boost with that, but that's beyond our control. So we're, worried about trying to be the best team for 40 minutes tomorrow.
Any further questions here in the middle?
Rashonda, speak a little bit about how your team's growth is with mental toughness. Teams have come back against you guys time and time again, but it seems like lately when teams come back against you guys stay calm and you guys just push through. Talk a little bit about that, please.
The main thing I tell my team is don't panic. But when you panic, that's when bad things start happening. I try to tell my team to stay composed, like we got it, like it's fine. It's not like we haven't been in this position before. So I just think like constantly implanting mentally in their heads that everything's gonna be okay. Like we may not start off good, but it's all about how you finish.
Brittany, is your hair supposed to be blue?
Well,
Shout out to Gregory Salon. So Rashonda dyed my hair, but it was supposed to be like a gray, and like a greenish bluish color. But the story behind it is I promised Jeff Lowe in the beginning of when Mercedes Jeff Lowe, when she first dyed her hair, I told her I was gonna dye my hair like hers. So she been like, you still haven't dyed your hair. You still haven't dyed your hair. So finally, I just dyed it. And shout out to Gregory Salon.
Gregory Salon, if you booking appointments after tomorrow night. She's busy until then.